Right. Gonna do another game here tonight. Maybe try and get this in before the storm shuts me down. Got some pretty bad storms here in Tennessee, so this stops right in the middle. That's probably why. But hopefully, we get past all these storms and I can get a game in tonight. So who do we have tonight? Well, we are in Boston for the Boston Red Sox, the first place Boston Red Sox, taking on the Baltimore Orioles. This is game 2 of a weekend series. The Friday night game was won by Boston. Louis Tiant out pitching Jim Palmer 4-2. Boston got all 4 runs on two-run homers by Butch Hobson. So they extend their lead over the Yankees. Now I believe it's 8 games. So Boston's starting to open up. Where was this team in my 1986 replay? They were sitting at the bottom, couldn't get any pitching, couldn't get any timely hitting. Here I am in the 1977 one where, Boston was a player but wasn't a big player, and they're pitching well with a so-so staff, starting staff, so-so bullpen, but they're doing well enough to keep this incredible offense that Boston has at winning games. So see if they continue to do it here. Baltimore's fallen on hard times. They are well under 500, not well under, but 4 games under 500 at 36-40 now after yesterday's loss. So let's go real quick through the starting lineups. We'll take a look first at the visiting Baltimore Orioles. They're leading off in center field, Al Bumry at 323, 1 homer, 24 RBIs. Batting seconds, the second baseman Billy Smith, 221, 1 homer, and 15 RBIs for Billy. Pat Kelly will bat third in left field. Kelly's hitting 260, 4 home runs, 13 RBIs. Batting fourth is Ken Singleton, the right fielder. And Singleton is a 278 hitter, 8 homers, and 73 RBIs. Batting fifth is the rookie Eddie Murray, playing DH today. Murray's hitting 211, not what I was expecting from him with the way he hit that year. He does have 15 home runs, though, and 39 RBIs. Batting sixth is the big first baseman Lee May, 244, 13 homers, 41 RBIs. Batting seventh is Doug DeCenze, the third baseman, my 1986 MVP with the Angels. They won the World Series for me, and DeCenze was the MVP of the league that year and MVP of the playoffs. He was just crushing everything. Here, though, he's 247 home runs and 56 RBIs. Batting eighth is the catcher, Rick Dempsey, 200 hitter, 3 home runs, 18 RBIs, but is a splash during rainouts. And if you don't know what that is, go YouTube it. And then batting ninth is the weakest hitter in all of baseball, Mark Belanger, who's a 149 hitter, no home runs, 11 RBIs, and is absolutely a defensive shortstop. That's the starting lineup for Baltimore. For Boston, we're going to go with Rick Burleson leading off here. Burleson's the shortstop, hitting 270, a couple home runs, 17 RBIs. He also has 17 doubles on the season. Batting second, we got Fred Lynn. Lynn is a 253 hitter, 8 home runs, 23 RBIs for Fred. And next up is Jim Rice, 271 for Jim. Jim's having an amazing season. 271, 18 homers, 47 RBIs, 11 doubles, 12 triples for Rice. He's filling out the statistics for sure. Batting fourth is Carl Yastrzemski out in left field, 296 hitter, 16 home runs, 51 RBIs for Carl Yastrzemski. Batting fifth is the catcher, Carlton Fisk, who's at 264, 11 home runs, and 41 RBIs. He also has 16 doubles on the season. And batting sixth over at first base is George Scott, and he's a 245 hitter, 15 home runs, 38 RBIs. And then up comes yesterday's hero, Butch Hobson, hitting seventh at third base, 255, 12 home runs, and 41 RBIs. He has 20 doubles on the season. Tommy Helms will get the call at DH. He will bat eighth, 273 hitter, no home runs, an RBI. He's only had 11 at-bats thus far. He's 3 for 11. And batting ninth at second base will be Steve Dillard. Dillard's a 214 hitter, no homers, 6 RBIs. He is the backup second baseman behind Denny Doyle. So who's pitching today? So for the visitors, Mike Flanagan's on the mound, and Mike's having a good season for the Orioles, despite their record. He's 4-5 with a 2.98 ERA. So outpitching his card by a little bit, but not a lot. Good left-hander. And then we have Reggie Cleveland for Boston. And Reggie is, let me flip over real quick. Reggie is at 4-3 with a 5.81. So he's not pitching anywhere close to what's expected of his card. And again, this is why I'm just sitting here going, wow, it's amazing. Boston's running away with this kind of already. We're in July, a lot of time to play though. All right, let's get this puppy kicked off with Al Bumry at the plate. Get my everything set up with ball score, and let's get Al Bumry to the plate. And Bumry is going to lead this off with a tough from Cleveland and strike 3. Reggie Cleveland goes right to the K and nails down Bumry. Here's Billy Smith, and Billy Smith with a patient 33. He's going to walk. So they put Smith on with 1 away. Not a threat to steal. Here's Pat Kelly. Kelly with an in play, 21. That's going to be a base hit from Kelly. And we got first and second and only 1 out for Ken Singleton to the plate. Singleton is an in play 72, and he will ground a second. Do we get a double play out of this? No, they don't. So he will ground to second. Oh, I just made a double play when I didn't mean to. Let's go undo that. That's supposed to be a 4-6 fielder's choice. So we got runners on the corner now. We have 2 outs and Eddie Murray to the plate. And Murray gets an in-play 26, and Murray will have a base hit. That's into center field, and we're going to have a no, that's going to score Smith. Sorry, he was on third. So, yep, that easily scores Billy Smith from third base, and the Orioles take the 1-0 lead. Here's Lee May with an in play. We're going to have to go to the charts. A 39 with men on base. And we have got a runner on second base, which we do, right? Yes, Singleton's on second. Batter hits a long single into the gap in right center. The runners advance 2 bases. However, the runner on second appears to have injured his leg coming home. I don't do injuries. So it's simply a base hit with the runner on second scoring. So Orioles, another hit, this one from Lee May, and it is 2-0 early here, putting Reggie Cleveland in the hole. And in play 8, that is going to be a triple by DeCenze. Clearing the bases, the 2 runners score, and this is not a good inning for Reggie Cleveland. Rick Dempsey gets a defensive call here. Potential error on the shortstop Burleson. He is a 3, and that's going to be an error on Burleson, 1 base error, and everything's falling apart. That's going to score DeCenze, and Boston is in trouble here. Mark Belanger up, 2 down now. He gets a ballpark, not a threat, even though he's going to get a wheelhouse here. 19, he is a threat for a single, though. Base hit, and we got 2 on, and it's a bat around for the Orioles. And here's Bumry, and they're going to have to get somebody up in the pen already. Mike Paxton gets up for the Red Sox. 5-0. Baltimore coming right out here. And here's Bumry with a patient of 91. That will finally end the inning. He grounds out the second. But Baltimore 5, Boston nothing. Now, let's see if the Red Sox in this amazing offense can come back. You're going to have to do it against Mike Flanagan, who's pitching well this year. A tough and a 14, and Burleson will strike out. 1 away. Fred Lynn. A tough and a 6, strike 3. Flanagan comes out hurling. And Jimmy Rice with a tough and a 76. Rice will ground a second. 1, 2, 3 goes the Red Sox. Orioles up here in the second. A tough and a 15, strike 3 on Smith. So Cleveland gets him. Pat Kelly with an in-play 0-0. So we're going to go to the chart. A 65 on the in-play is roll a 1d6. If it's a 1, 2, 3, it's not. It's a 6. Batter singles, and the next batter hits into a 1-6-3 double play. Anticlimactic. Pat Kelly with a base hit. And Ken Singleton into a 1-6-3 double play. And Cleveland gets out of that inning much better. I don't have to go to the bullpen too early here yet. Yastrzemski to the plate. He gets a ballpark in Boston. Everything is in the wheelhouse just about. Yep, this one will be. But against lefties, he's a 1-30. And yes, makes it 5-1. That's over the wall in left field. Even opposite field for him. Home run for Yastrzemski. For Yastrzemski, that is home run number 17. There's Carlton Fisk that'll play. Gets a patient in a 62, and Fisk singles. So here comes that Red Sox offense. And in play 56, that's going to be grounded to third, around to second, back to first. Double play. So the Orioles turn a double play. 2 down now, clearing the bases for Butch Hobson. He gets a tough and a 41, and that's strike 3. Down goes Hobson. End of the inning, but they get the Yaz homer, and it's 5-1. Here's Eddie Murray. Murray gets an in-play 99. He will fly out routinely to left field. I just got a tornado warning on my phone. Nice. Here's Lee May with a tough and a 7, and he strikes out. 2 down. There's DeCenze with a tough and a 57, and DeCenze smacks that one's off. Hey, he fights it off. Let's try to say that right. So a base hit for DeCenze. He's 2 for 2 now, and here's Rick Dempsey. Another defensive check here. Possible error on the first baseman, Scott. He's not good, and he made the error. It's a single and an error on Scott, the first baseman. Error first. So we got second and third, 2 outs, and Belanger to the plate. And it's an in-play 12, and Belanger smacks a single. And here comes the runner from second, Dempsey, and he's safe. So a 2-run single, and it's 7-1, and say goodnight to Reggie Cleveland. Reggie is down. Here comes Mike Pax, the right-hander, out of the bullpen for the Red Sox. This Saturday is not going the way Boston fans had hoped. Here at Fenway, 32,000 here to watch the Red Sox on a Saturday afternoon. And they're being crushed 7-1. Here's Al Bumry against Paxton, who pitched amazing already this year. He's got 33 innings logged. He is 2-0 with a 0.55, well over pitching his card. ERA of 3.83 that year. But he has been solid. He's definitely one of the reasons the Red Sox are playing well this year. Bumry with an in-play 57, and Bumry will ground out to third to end the inning. So we'll go now to the bottom of the third, 7-1. Helms to the plate. He gets an in-play 86, and he will ground out the short, 1 away. Here is Dillard, who gets a patient in a 23. He'll walk. So Steve Dillard's on, 1 out, 1 on. Burleson to the plate with a tough and a 21. That's strike 3. 4th strikeout for Flanagan. To the plate comes Fred Lynn. Lynn gets an in-play 40, and he will ground one back to the pitcher to end the inning. Oops, I hit the wrong thing there. Here we go. So we'll head now to the 4th. And Billy Smith is up first with a patient in 99. He will fly to left, 1 away for Pat Kelly, who's 2 for 2. He gets a ballpark. It's in his range here, and he was single. So base hit into center field. And here's Singleton, who gets an in-play 59, and Singleton will ground it to third. Do we get a double play? No. So 5-4, fielder's choice at second, retiring Kelly. 2 down, and here's Eddie Murray. Murray gets an in-play 93, and he will fly to left. We'll go to the top 4 now. Bottom 4, sorry. 7-1. So Rice to the plate. Wheelhouse. He's only at 36 against lefties. Hit 5 home runs that season against lefties. We'll see if we can get one here. Nah, he gets a 0-0. So we're going to the charts. A 13 on the wheelhouse. And we got the catcher's hit by the foul ball. Check for injury. No injuries in my replays. So Rice will, again, swing away. He gets an in-play 46. And he will pop up to the catcher. All about the catcher in that at bat. Here's Yastrzemski, who gets a patient and a 5. He will walk. They're going to pitch to him this time after homering his last time. Here's Fisk. Gets an in-play 14, and that's going to be a base hit. Blooped into right field. Yastrzemski will hold first and second. 1 away, George Scott. He gets an in-play 27, and that's going to be dropped in front of the left fielder. It was a short liner, so Yastrzemski had to hold it third, but the bases are loaded. 1 out, and here comes Butch Hobson, who is hot. Butch gets an in-play. 78, nothing good here. Well, nothing horrible. Fly out the center, and it is deep enough to score Yaz, so we're going to get a sac fly here from Hobson. And Yaz scores to make it a 7-2 game. 2 down, Tommy Helms to the plate. He gets an in-play 50, and he will end the inning grounding out the DeCenze at third. We'll go to the 5th. 7-2 Baltimore. Here's Lee May to the plate, and May with an in-play 60. He is going to fly to right. 1 away for Doug DeCenze. Patient in a 61 for DeCenze. He is going to fly to right. 2 down. And Paxton's going to get a tough and a 78. That is a fly to center. So 1, 2, 3. Good job by Paxton as he's come into the game. 7-2. Bottom 5. Here's Steve Dillard to the plate. Dillard with a tough and a 20. That's strike 3. For Flanagan, I believe that, let's see, that's number 5 for Flanagan. And that will bring up Rick Burleson. And Burleson with an in-play 64 will fly to right. And that is 2 down for Freddie Lynn. A patient and a 4, and that will be a walk for Freddie. And here's Jim Rice. Gets an in-play 38. That's a base hit for Rice. He gets that. He hits an opposite field liner into right field. And that will move Lynn all the way to third. They got runners on the corner and 2 out. And they got Yaz to the plate here. And Flanagan gets tough on him. And it is tough enough as he gets him to a weakly ground out on the opposite side to third base. Sensei takes care of it. And we'll head to the 6th. Here's Belanger, who's 2 for 2. This guy was hitting like 140 when he came into this game. He gets an in-play 51. And that's a grounder to third, 1 away. Al Bumry to the plate, and Bumry gets a patient 31. That's going to be a walk for Bumry. He's got a decent steal ability, but up by 5, and nobody's going anywhere. Billy Smith is going to swing away. Gets a tough and a 34, and down on strikes goes Smith. 2 away now. Here's Pat Kelly. He gets a tough and a 48 and strike 3. Mike Paxton does his job. Probably his last batter. Going out of the pen there as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Here's Fisk. He gets an in-play 60, and he will ground to third to DeCenze 1 away. Here's George Scott, 1 for 2. In-play 65. He is going to fly to right, 2 away. Butch Hobson to the plate. 0 for 1 with a sac fly. It's a patient at 27. He drills that into left field for a base hit. There's Tommy Helms. Helms gets an in-play 32 and no wild pitch. So we are popping out to second base. Ends the inning. Paxton is done for Boston. It's enough innings for him. Bob Stanley, who actually pitched 4 relief innings in this game, 4 or 5, can't remember. But it was substantial. He'll come into the game here now. And he will pitch 7th, 8th, and 9th unless he gets rocked. Here's Singleton. He gets a patient and a 25 and starts off with a walk. Here's Eddie Murray. In play 75, that's a fly ball to center field. Lynn's got that, 1 away. May with a tough and a 60. That's strike 3. By the way, forgot to do Stanley's stats. So Bob is 5-4 with a 3.45 ERA so far this year. So doing a little better than his card. Had a 3.99 that year. So he's in his ballpark where he belongs. And here comes DeCenze. In play 12, and that's a base hit. And that is going to drop in front of the left fielder, Rice, but nobody's going anywhere. Singleton will hold up at second, 2 away for Rick Dempsey. Dempsey will get a tough and an 82, and he will ground that one to short. Burleson picks it up, throws over, and that's the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Red Sox got to start moving here, down 7-2. Here's Dillard to the plate. He gets an in-play 80, and that will be a fly ball to center, 1 away. Burleson gets an in-play 9. That's a base hit for Rick Burleson. First of the day for him. Here's Lynn, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. He gets a patient and a 35. He will walk for the second time. We got 2 on and some stirring going on in the Baltimore bullpen now. In play and a 58 is going to line drive right to the shortstop, Belanger. And that is the second out of the inning. Yastrzemski to the plate. And Yastrzemski gets a tough and a 42, and he will line it to second. So a couple of line drives. This one caught by Smith at second, Billy Smith. Ends the inning on the Red Sox. Here's Belanger as we head to the 8th. And Belanger gets a patient 10 walk. He's having like his best game of the season. Here's Bumry with an in-play 18 and base hit from Bumry. And that dropped in center field, allowing Belanger to get to third. Runners on the corner and nobody out for Billy Smith. He gets a tough and a 55. Strike 3. Stanley trying to keep the runner at third on at bay. Here's Pat Kelly now. Gets an in-play 38, and that will be a pop-up toward the third base side. And Hobson has that. And that is 2 down. Can he get the third one here? Singleton. On an in-play 83, he will get a fly ball out to Fred Lynn. So Stanley gets out of trouble, put runners on first and third with nobody out. But the problem for the Red Sox right now is a 7-2 deficit. Here's Carlton Fisk. Probably Flanagan's last inning. We'll see. He did go the distance in the regular game. So a tough and a 28, he strikes out Fisk. So that is 1 away, and that's the 6th strikeout for Flanagan. Here's Scott with a patient 83. He is going to fly out the center, and that is 2 away. Butch Hobson, it's a tough and a 96, and that is a fly out the left field. And we'll go to the 9th. With the score, Baltimore 7, the Red Sox 2. Here's Eddie Murray. And Murray, with an in-play 40, is going to pop up to third, 1 away. He didn't take there. One away. All right, Lee May. Gets an in play 69, and May is going to ground out the second, and that is 2 away. Here's DeCenze. He gets an in play 49, and the Orioles go in order here in the ninth. So the Red Sox will come out here in the ninth. They need 5 runs to tie this. Bottom of the order coming up, so we'll see some pinch hitters. We're going to stay with Flanagan, but probably some pinch hitters. They don't really have many right-handers off the bench. They're going to have to stay with what they got. Tommy Helms will lead it off. He gets a ballpark, 85, and a 73 as they fly to center. That's one gone, and here's Steve Dillard. My flat's not working here. There we go. And Steve Dillard, he gets a tough and a 61, and he will fly to right, and that is 2 down for Rick Burleson. Last hope for the Red Sox. In play 43, pops it up over on the shortstop side. Belanger's there and makes the grab. And that's all they wrote for this one. A 7-2 Oriole win, convincing win, here in Boston. The winning pitcher is Mike Flanagan, who goes the distance. Everything's giving me trouble today. Oh, and DJ stops by. Thanks, man. I appreciate you like my channel. I'm just really kind of getting started, trying to play some games, trying to play some different baseball, a little hockey, a little football, maybe even drop in a basketball here and there. But I appreciate you liking it. Thanks. So that I don't know what's going on with my ball score here. It's acting really strange. I don't know if it's the storm, but there we go. So Flanagan gets the win. The loss goes to Cleveland, Reggie Cleveland. And the final here is 7-2. Thanks for joining.